Roger Federer is 40 years of age. They say 40 is the new 30. Do you agree with that? Roger Federer is, by the way, number 30 in the ATP rankings. He's been absent from the game since his last match, where he would lose in the quarterfinals to Hubert Hurkacz of the 2021 Wimbledon Championships. He then underwent his fourth knee surgery, with 3 of them being on the same leg. Ouch! Although he hasn't set a date for his comeback, he is very much looking forward to playing as soon as it is physically convenient.
And stop and goes. So I hope that that's all going to start hopefully in a couple of weeks. And then we'll see how the body will react to that. And that's obviously what I will need.
Why won't this legend retire? What can he possibly still achieve after a very long and rewarding career? Roger currently holds 103 ATP titles. And I'll tell you how this number tells the reason Roger still can make another splash in the sport. Hi there, tennis fans. Welcome back to the channel. Please leave a like if you enjoy content like this, and comment whether you think Roger Federer is the greatest of all time, or if you believe there's another player who deserves that title. Let's be honest, tennis is cruel. The physical toll that players endure day in and day out, going from tournament to tournament, is evident by the fact that it seems like no one player can keep playing year after year without some kind of setback that could potentially be career damaging. A good example of someone who could have reached legend status, in my opinion, had it not been for injuries, is Juan Martín del Potro. The Argentinian showed great promise back in 2009, winning his first major title against Roger Federer in the US Open, but has since been riddled with injuries, operations, and returns full of hope that don't really pan out. In short, the game is brutal. Players must not only be in tip-top shape, but they also must be able to recover quickly from each match. Even minor injuries make it nearly impossible to win trophies when faced against a highly skilled player who is not undergoing any sort of pain or discomfort. At 40 years of age, I can only imagine Roger's body is not as fresh as it used to be back when he was number 1 player for 236 consecutive weeks. Many people would point out that Federer's style of play allowed him to stay healthier than most of his opponents. The list of Roger's achievements fill a full-blown Wikipedia page. Records left and right. A lot of them he stands alone, but on other ones he shares the records players like Rod Laver, Rafa Nadal, and of course Novak Djokovic, among others. It could be argued that a lot of these records are made up to satisfy every aspect of what a player can accomplish throughout their career. Roger holds the record for 71 hardcore titles, for example, which is kind of random, but a record nonetheless. Many of the records that Roger solely holds will not be broken anytime soon, given that there's no one even close to achieving them, and the runner-up on some of those records has retired from the sport. There is one record, however, that I think Roger Federer really wants. And no, it's not the most times anyone has tied their shoes during a match on grass surface. The record I'm talking about is a record that one could argue would make the greatest player ever to have played the sport. The most career titles in the Open era. Roger holds 103 ATP titles at the moment. That's a huge number of titles. Nadal, for example, is nearing that figure, But at 90 ATP career titles, he's still 13 titles away from his mortal enemy slash buddy buddy. Roger's 103 titles is not the world record, however. It falls as a runner-up to the true holder of the most ATP titles in the Open era, the infamous Jimmy Connors. Connors' career was not without controversy, with his association with the World Team Tennis leading to him being banned from the French Open, and he didn't play Roland Garros between 1974 and 1978, denying him a chance to add more to his major title haul. I think this is what keeps Roger motivated to keep playing despite his recent physical downturns, and I think it's achievable. In fact, I think it's the only achievable record-breaking feat that Federer can truly aspire to that would be worthwhile. Let's be frank, at 40 years old and post fourth knee surgery, I truly doubt Roger can win another slam. The competition is brutal. Medvedev, Tsitsipas, Nadal, Ugur Aliassime, Djokovic maybe, Sinner, Shapovalov, these are all names that Roger would have to beat back to back to win another Grand Slam. But nevertheless, if anyone can prove me or anyone wrong, it's Roger Federer. Experts and commentators have time and time again retired the veteran Swiss, claiming his time is done and his body cannot keep up with the grind. And time again, Roger has proved them wrong. He's still 30th in the world for a reason. He's no chump, and a strong desire radiates from him and his team to conquer more hills. And one more thing, if anyone can afford top-notch medical attention, is the Fed. So I will make the argument that this is the main objective of Roger Federer, and I think he can achieve it. 6 more titles is doable for him if he is able to upgrade his health to at least the level he was playing at the last few tournaments he entered. If this is what Federer wants, I'm assuming he'll be entering smaller tournaments and only a few slams a year. I would imagine he would skip the French and focus on Wimbledon, where he has the most opportunity to win and remain relatively healthy. I'm guessing also that he would play as many grass court tournaments as he can, and avoid some clay and hard courts whenever feasible. Still, 6 more titles to tie and 7 to gain the lead would require top quality movement on the court. No small thing. Jimmy Connors and Roger Federer could not be more different in personalities. Roger has always been regarded as poised, focused, quiet, and respectful, while Jimmy Connors was known to rally the crowd with loud and obscene gestures that back in the day were deemed entertaining and rattling. Who do you prefer as a player, by the way? Jimmy or Roger? Please tell me what makes you choose one over the other on the comments below. Only one can hold the most ATP titles in their career, and with Nadal also closing in at 90 titles, Roger Federer can still make history and remain in the books for a long time as the greatest player in the Open era. He would still have to win at least 7 more titles to alone hold the record and beat Jimmy Connors' 109 titles. Rafa Nadal could sneak in especially if he's able to start winning more hard courts and grass court titles, given that in clay, he is still regarded as king. And to wrap up, I'd like to leave you with a Jimmy Connors quote. Whenever you see a major record broken in tennis, it is normally one of mine. If these great champions we have in the game today, like Roger Federer and Rafael Nadal, are still trying to beat what I did, then what more can I ask for? I'd like that record of 109 titles to live forever. But if Roger beats it, so be it. End quote.